Ladies and gentlemen, once again, the Tonic Man, and do I have an incredible guest tonight. This lady has a story that so many of you have spoken to me of, and so many of you are suffering of, and going through all the same things. I have to just let her tell her story. You will understand completely why you should be drinking the JC Tonic. It is just a miraculous product. So let me just ask Arquilla, can you come on down and tell everybody everything there is to talk about and the results you've had with the tonic?
Yes, thank you so much, Anthony. My name is Arquilla, and I have been on the tonic for the last 4 years. And in 2019, I actually lost my sight due to macular degeneration. The doctor said that I had a stroke in both of my eyes. I had to go to the doctor, and they started me with drops. They tried 5 different drops, and they did not work. So they had to start injections. And injections was causing a lot of bleeding, a lot of swelling in the back of my eyes. And so someone had told me about the JC Tonic. I started taking the JC Tonic, and my eyes improved greatly. And so I just continued to take the JC Tonic, But after a while, the doctors wanted to continue they saw my eyes were improving, but they wanted to continue to give me injections anyway. They said to maintain the improvement. Because
are those injections they inject right in the eye? Is that what they do?
Yes, they inject right in the back of your eye. And
Holy
through
Lord.
all of the injections, it caused more swelling in my eye. And my eyes had improved so much that I had stopped taking the JC Tonic for so many months. And they were just doing the injections. And after a while, they said they had to do surgery on my eyes because of so much swelling that was in the back of my eyes. And I had decided to go back to my JC Tonic. I went back to my JC Tonic.
How long were you off it? How long? For months?
I was off of it for at least about 5 to 8 months.
And then the eyes started swelling when you were off the tonic.
The eyes started swelling and the blood started coming back. And so the other doctor, not my retina doctor, but the glaucoma specialist, she felt that I needed to have surgery. She was going to install this tube in my eye to drain the blood, and also it would take down the swelling. But I decided to start taking my JC Tonic again. I started taking my JC Tonic every single day. And when I went back to the doctor after a month and a half to 2 months, my doctor, the retina specialist, he said, "Did you have the surgery already?" I said, "No."
Oh, no kidding. Oh, wow.
He said, because there's no more swelling behind your eyes. And also, there's no more bleeding. And when they test my eyes was 20/23. So now I know all I have to do is continue to stay on the JC Tonic. I'm not going to have any more injections in my eyes, and I'm just going to trust that my eyes are going to be fine.
Are you saying that your vision is now 20/20?
My vision now is 20/23. I read all the way on the chart, all the way down to the smallest letters, and I only missed 3.
And you really had macular degeneration, or they just thought you had it?
No, I really had macular degeneration, and my I was up like my points was 48 at one time, then it had dropped down to 30, but they still said I needed surgery right away.
Your pressure was up to 40?
48 at one point.
That's
and
pretty
then it was
high,
at 30.
Yes,
that's
high?
Pretty high. Yeah, that's really high, and they felt that I needed to have surgery right away, or I was going to have, my eyes were closing, shedding, and so they said that I was going to go blind if I didn't have this surgery. And
how old are you, Arquilla? How old are you?
I'm 65 years old, and this started in 2019.
It just started in 2019, and they diagnosed it as macular degeneration. Well, most people who have that don't seem to have any road back. It seems to just get worse and worse, doesn't it?
Exactly. But I'm a woman that truly believes in the Lord, and I know that this product has to be from God because
Arquilla, then you're going to love this little. You're going to love this little story. You may not have heard the call from a lady in Texas who had cancer, and she ended up having such tremendous results. She calls it the Jesus Christ tonic water.
Well, I could definitely agree with her with JC, Jesus Christ for sure. And I'm telling everybody about this tonic. I've had friends that had cancer, and they're taking it. I've had a sister just have eye problems. She's taking it. I'm telling everybody about this JC Tonic.
Well, Arquilla, you tell all of those people if they want to talk to me, you give them my phone number. You've got my direct number. You tell them anytime they want to text me, I will call them back and go over their issues and see if I can be of any help to give them some direction. And you have to insist that they drink it because it'll work for them as it's worked for you and just tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of other people, reversing all kinds of issues. So this story of yours is a landmark. I mean, I spoke to a lady. Her father had macular degeneration. He was 99 years old. He was wearing eyeglasses that were 1 inch thick, magnifying. And she told me one day she came home after she put them on 3 to 4 ounces a day. And one day she came home a few months or a year later, and he didn't have his glasses on. She said, "Well, Daddy, where are your glasses?" Well, he said, "Honey, I didn't know how to tell you this, but I haven't had to wear them for 2 weeks."
My goodness. Well, I was actually with my sister. She's on JC Tonic, and we were at a movie theater, and she was looking at the theater, and she noticed that she didn't have her glasses on, and she said, "Everything is so clear, and I don't even have my glasses on." And so it has truly worked. And she's 73 years old. I've never worn glasses in my life, and I don't believe I ever will.
What was her eyesight problem?
I'm not really sure, but she just wears glasses.
Yeah. Wow.
And JC Tonic is really working for her, but she does have diabetes.
Well, you tell her to boost her dose and get rid of that sugar in the blood, and that'll improve. Everything will improve. But already, when she does that and goes to the theater and says that, you know darn well her eyesight has improved. I mean, that's remarkable.
Well, I had diabetes. I was actually on metformin when I started. After 1 year, I haven't taken any diabetes medication, so I'm free of diabetes from 2020 to now, 2024.
You were on metformin.
I was on metformin. My mom passed of diabetes.
What does your doctor say when they check you? What do they say?
My doctor checked me and they checked my blood work. They said my blood work is amazing, remarkable. These are all of their words.
You take a picture next time of your blood. When you have good blood like that, it's going to be much brighter red. And watch and see. Nobody sees bright red blood because everybody's blood is dark purple or black because it's so dirty and full of junk. You take a photo next time when you give blood. Watch and see when people see your blood, they're going to really want to drink the JC Tonic. Wow, what a story! You are just remarkable. Thank you, Arquilla. And
thank you.
I've been talking to Arquilla for quite a long time and coaching her along, and that's what I like to do and help out, and it works. Most often it works. Yeah. Super.
Thank you so much just for being there for me. If I have to call, just ask a question regarding anything that's going on with me, you're always there. So thank you so very much.
You're very welcome. It's a great pleasure, and I love the story. Keep drinking and pay it forward. Spread the word.
Yes, and no more stopping for me. Okay.
No, you better not. You better not.
Have a wonderful day.
Thanks a lot, Arquilla. Thank you very much. Bye for now. And you think that's all? Oh, my good Lordy. Folks, I wanted to make sure that I brought this call to you. It was a phone call I had with a relatively new member who started drinking the tonic. Actually, I'll let him tell the story. He had started it a number of years ago and then stopped. But this story is so great that I want you to hear the phone call I had. I asked him when we started the call, and he started telling me what's going on. Can I record it? Because I was going to edit parts out and then make a conference call, a podcast for next month. But this story is just too great. So look, I'm going to play the call the way we did it, and you're going to hear some most amazing. You thought you heard amazing stuff with the macular degeneration? Wait till you hear what this fellow has to say about cancer. Holy Toledo. So look, I'll just play it, and when it's over, it's over. It's a bit long, so if you have to get to bed because it's past your bedtime, don't worry, we'll email this out, but you should listen because this is a real good one to share with everybody. So here we go.
Thank you so much, Anthony. I read all the stuff. I'm using this. I'm actually taking 2 ounces twice a day, and I've got a strong constitution. So I was surprised to find out that I have rectal cancer. Got a tumor coming out of me there, and I went and had a biopsy. And of course, they want to do radiation and chemo, and that ain't going to get it. That ain't going to work. I can't do that because I know too many people that were healthy, and that stuff kills you. And this stuff that I'm using, this tonic, I believe the tumor has already shrunk. And another thing that it has done is I was taking my pain pills every 2 to 4 hours. Since I've been on this tonic, that bumped it all the way up to like every 12 hours. It's a relieving pain. I did get diagnosed with cancer, anal rectal cancer, and I have a tumor growing out my tailpipe, and it's a bad deal.
Would that be like somebody who had like hemorrhoids or something like that growing outside?
I thought it was a hemorrhoid. I never considered it being cancer. And
so is it how big is it? Like
a little larger than my thumb.
So does it bother you when you have a poop?
It's really bad, man. It's extremely difficult. And
it's hard to clean then afterwards.
Basically I have to take a sitz bath every time. I'm spending half my time doing that.
And you say now, since you've been drinking, 4 ounces of JC a day?
I have been probably for 2 weeks now doing that, but I'm not 3 weeks or 4 weeks. I check with
when you first started the tonic 3 or 4 weeks ago.
It's been 3 weeks ago. Within a week, I knew there was a difference. Something was going on. The doctor told me where the cancer was and how it's in the muscles in the pelvic floor. And when I take the tonic, I will, after about 15, 20 minutes, that area down there where the tumor is, it lights up like a Christmas tree. I mean, I feel something going on. It's painful, but it's not a bad pain. Then after about 35 minutes, there's a calmness that comes. It's a real mellow, and there's no pain. And
every time you take the tonic, that happens?
Every other time or every third time. Very, very. I don't know if it's because how much food I've had in my system or what, but it happens a lot. I do know it's working visually. Can't prove this. It could be, wishful thinking. Visually, the tumor looks smaller. But one thing I know for sure, because it's blocking 50% of my anus, my poops come out skinny. Well, my poops are coming out larger now. So if they were
smaller, yeah.
So I do believe it's happening. I went in for a biopsy, and they wanted to know a list of everything I was taking. I didn't tell them everything I was taking, but some of the stuff I told them, they were neither here nor there with it. Basically, they told me you're going to need chemo and you're going to need the radiation. For sure, I will not get the chemo. That ain't going to happen. That you cannot convince me that making a person sick to the point of death is going to cure anything. I can't buy that. And as far as the radiation, I'm still researching that because if this protocol that I'm using right now works, I'm not going to take the radiation. And I want to have really an opportunity to heal this holistically. but I'm completely sold on the JC Tonic, 100% sold on it. And I love Sister McKinney, and she has amazing stories that she's told me, and I know she's very honest.
I was going to open the conversation by saying I'm calling you because your angel Laura told me to call you.
She is an angel. She's very sweet, and she's very. Well, the question I put a question to her earlier tonight, and she did not have the answer to it, and she gave me your number. I said that'd be great. And the question I have is this other herb combination that I'm taking, they are directional. They're not tonics. They're directional herbs. Out of 6,000 known herbs, less than 200 are tonics. And JC Tonic is using 18 of them. And they're synergistic, and they work well with one another. You can introduce another tonic herb to that mix. If I was taking another tonic herb for something, and it was in my bloodstream when I took my JC Tonic, it would not interfere with that. But these directional herbs, they do. They interfere with the workings of my tonic, and I can't have that.
I'm going to send you an overview that Dan Mowry, if you looked at our website, you may have read what he talks about the directional and bidirectional herbs. He wrote a book called Herbal Tonic Therapies, and he did a presentation for our membership a number of years ago explaining in great detail why and how this tonic is allowed to be called a whole body tonic. It's a heck of a good listen, Roark, and it'll explain everything you want to know about tonic herbs and so on. But my dad, who developed this many, many years ago, used to tell everybody when they said, but what about the science and this? He said, if something works, it's good. If it doesn't work, it's no good. If you're getting results now using that amount of JC Tonic, along with whatever else you're doing, and it's working, I wouldn't touch it, because don't fix it if it ain't broke. If it's working and you actually know and see that the tumor is getting smaller, I know the tonic has done that with very large tumors in the past. Whether they were cancerous or not, I do not know. But I remember one lady who had a grapefruit size somewhere on one of her organs, or ovaries or somewhere there, and shrank down to the size of a pea. And her gynecologist plucked it out one day and said, holy cow, how did this happen? But it happened. So your body is what's doing that work, and it's just by regenerating and balancing whatever is amiss in the body that allowed it to be there in the first place, and it's starting to do the work to stop that sort of thing from happening, and it'll reverse. And that's why we've had this incredible success for, 80 years or something. Anybody that has anything seems to get well, and it's not that it's curing something, it's regenerating the body and making it work the way it should be working, and then it goes to work and cleans itself up, and that's what's happening with your tumor. So maybe those herbs are not affecting it in any great way. Maybe they're even contributing to have it work better. I'm not sure. But you can probably, if you continue taking just the same amounts and it keeps getting smaller and smaller, look, you're on the right track. I always tell people, don't mix things like that because it may affect the gentle action of the tonic, and also you may end up spending good money on a lot of things that you never needed in the first place, but you think you do because it's working and it's mixed with something else, so continue taking everything. So those are the reasons why I've always suggested to people to have a look at that. And don't use anything except the tonic. If it's working, then just keep with the tonic. If it's not working as quickly as you want, you may want to add something. But I'm not sure what you should do, Roark, in your case, and I don't know what else you're taking. Maybe everything combined together is doing the job too,
Well, that sounds really good, and that makes sense. I like practical wisdom. I like common sense. Getting back to the protocol to be safe, I'm going to take a look at what you text me.
It's an audio, so you just have to click on it and listen to it right on your phone.
But to be safe, what I have proposed I'm trying to get my protocol just right. I want to give the tonic as much free reign as possible. What I've come up with is an early morning. I do my tonic, and then about maybe 10 or 12 hours later, or 10 hours later, I'll do another tonic, another 2 ounces, and then right before bed, that's when you're supposed to take this as a tincture. So I will take it as they recommended that. As the closest that's going to be to my tonic is going to be like 5 hours away.
You're way okay then. That's fine. That's fine.
Okay, well that was the thing. I was worried about a residual effect, and if it's cleared out within 5 hours, this is not just a...
Well, you'll hear Dr. Mallory when I send you this. He actually explains why you should not use unidirectional herbs along with the tonic herbs, and it's simply because they are unidirectional and they'll keep pushing a system way past the midpoint and disallow the tonic herbs for keeping the system in the midpoint, the balancing act. But he explains it in great detail. If you're taking it, and that's why we've always said maybe 2 hours apart, even for any medication, 2 hours apart, takes an hour to dissolve and in the stomach, and another hour to dissipate throughout the body. So it's greatly weakened. But if you take it at the same time, it's just too strong and it'll overpower the effects of the tonic. So that's why we told people 2 hours. So if it's 5 hours for you, I don't think that there's any reason to change anything.
Excellent. That's kind of what I was hoping you would say. The other thing I wanted to add about this tonic that really blew my mind, because the pain that I've been dealing with, it's incredible. And it's something I've never dealt with. And I was never expecting this tonic to actually relieve the pain. It has relieved the pain to the degree where I was taking way more medication than I'm taking now. I don't like pain pills. I hate them. But anyhow, just to function. Now, I had that Wednesday, which was 4 days ago. I had a biopsy, and so I was almost completely off my pain medicines, and I'm back on them. But it's already, from that time to now, it's already gone from every 2 hours taking the pills to not like every 8.
They take a little piece out of that tumor, didn't they?
He took a heck of a piece. He took a chunk, man.
Is it healed now where they made the incision?
Well, it bled for a day. The information they sent with me home said it would bleed for 2 weeks, but I think I'm just healing so much faster now. Everything is just, and my mind is sharper now. Other than this extremely uncomfortable, difficult situation that I have, I'm fine. I could go hiking. I could do anything. I mean, my health is fine.
How old are you?
65.
Oh, just a boy. I'll be 87 in November.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. That's really great.
I'm still doing this. You mentioned your focus. I mean, your brain will just get more razor sharp than you ever thought it could be. Watch and see. It's amazing what this does for a brain, for the mind. We have people who have full-blown Alzheimer's. They don't have it anymore. They're as sharp as you and I are. And you will see that. It creeps up on you. All of a sudden, you're doing things, you're saying, holy cow, I don't take any of the systemic meds yet. When I have a blood workup, everything is within the balance range. There's that word again, balance, what Doc Mallory talks about, and that's what the doctor looks at when he looks at your blood. Are things in balance? And if they're pretty much within the so-called limits, then he doesn't prescribe anything,
Well, that is awesome.
Well, I think that besides what you're doing, if you take a saucer every night before you go to bed and you put some on your fingers and rub it on the tumor, you're going to have another wonderful surprise. Now, if there's a bit of an open wound, or if it's a little washed, it's going to smart a bit, because this has got a pH of 7.3, so the skin is far lower, so it'll smart for seconds, and keep just patting it on and rubbing it on and making sure it's all over.
Oh, that's awesome. That's a great idea.
Yeah,
I never even thought of that.
Everybody who uses this, we suggest, if you have an open cut, you cut yourself, wash it off, do what you have to do, put a few drops of tonic on it and slap a Band-Aid on. It's amazing how much more quickly it heals. Well, if you have the time, I could tell you how this happened and why it happened. And really, my dad was thinking about the oxygenation part when he began working. And it just developed into what it has finally developed into. And when I had the opportunity to meet Dr. Mowry, someone said to me, I think it was in 1997, have you read his book, Herbal Tonic Therapies? I had not. I got it, I read it, and then I tried to reach him. And I did finally get him on the phone, and I said, Dr. Mowry, I have a formula that's a whole body herbal elixir type of product made with tonic herbs. He didn't say, hello, how do you do? He said, no, you don't. I said, I'm sorry. He said, no, you don't. I said, well, I think I do. He said, no, you don't. And I said, well, can I share a little bit more with you? Long story short, a couple of months later, he wrote me an email, and he said, among other things, he was sort of flabbergasted to learn that there was somebody in North America who knew about this tonic herb concept so long ago, talking about my father. And that's how I learned that these were tonic herbs, because I did not know it until that time, until he identified it. And that's when I realized what really happened. What my father had put together was this series of tonic herbs doing this balancing act. And I guess that's what explains, along with the oxygenation and the blood cleansing and then the purification and all the rest of it, allows the body to clear itself of anything. And we've got testimonials on just about anything. If a person takes enough of it or long enough, they'll get the results. Some do, some don't. But the ones that do, I'm still talking to 30 and 40 years later. They have an automatic shipment coming in every month to they and their family. For 40 years, they're still drinking it. They all look 20 years younger. They all no longer go to doctors, or very seldom. They all no longer get a common cold. They all can get down on their knees still and play with their grandchildren or great-grandchildren. It goes on and on. Everybody who drinks this on an ongoing basis over the years looks at least 10 years young. So there we are, folks. That was the call, and I did edit a few parts out because it went into all kinds of other things other than the health. But boy, oh boy, oh boy. We're emailing this out. Make use of it. Share it. Make sure everybody gets it. Folks, this is what will get other people to drink the tonic. And you know what happens when they drink? They get well. Okay? So as we say around here, it's been a long call. Thanks for hanging in. Take an ounce and feel the bounce. See you next time.
JC Tonic is a natural drink filled with 18 herbs that will change your life. They work together to restore your energy, detoxify your bloodstream, and purifies your entire system.
Uric Classic Whole Body Tonic is a dietary supplement, not a drug. Therefore, it is useful to affect the structure and or function of your body in various ways. But it is not intended to and will not cure, mitigate, treat, or prevent any disease. Individual testimonials may not be everyone's experience and do not constitute scientific evidence. Uric Corporation does not make any drug or treatment claims for its product.